We gaan naar een entr'acte in het Frans, pardon, ze hebben het in het Engels ondertiteld, ze hebben het in het Engels gedaan, van Elinor Duning en Camille Aiskiman. Het zijn twee Françaises die vanuit een academische achtergrond al 10 jaar geleden een bureautje hebben geopend om erfgoed en archeologie in relatie met burgers te brengen. En ik kwam op ze toen ik het verhaal van Alexander daarnet op het European of Archaeologists, Association of Archaeologists congres vorig jaar hield in Kiel. Toen zei iemand publiek, kennen jullie de Salon Archeologique? In Frans klinkt het altijd best wat aardiger in het Nederlands. Hè? Dus ik zeg nee. Dus we hebben die mensen gebeld en gevraagd of ze voor ons een presentatie wilden geven. Het was niet mogelijk voor de twee dames om naar Nederland af te reizen, maar ze hebben een filmpje opgenomen van 14,5 minuut, die te leuk is om jullie te onthouden. Het is best wel technisch. Kijk er even doorheen en probeer even je radar in te zetten op hun conclusies. En dan zie je dat er een gemeenschappelijke ruimte wordt betreden met de verhalen van Dick, Silke en Helene. Daar gaat hij. Ik heb hem al gezien.
Good morning, everyone. We hope you have a great time in Amsterdam. And sadly, we couldn't attend the conference physically, but thanks to technology, we sent you this short video about a project we did in Switzerland called the Salon Archeologique. And we hope you will enjoy it. So before starting, we briefly present ourselves. We are the conceptors and the directors of the project Salon Archeologique, and both work for a small company based in Switzerland called ArcheoConcept. I'm Elinor, I'm an archaeologist.
And I am Camille, I'm a social anthropologist.
We are the researchers and the editors of the publication resulting from the project. The project, the Salon Archeologique, has been conducted between 2018 and 2021 in Switzerland. So what is a Salon Archeologique? At the beginning of the project, we wanted to question the gap that exists between the real practice of archaeology as we know it and the popular representations of that science and research field. To do that, we created this participatory project, Les Salons Archéologiques, that we can translate in English as archaeology in the living room.
The Salon Archeologique project had two main objectives. On the one hand, it is a qualitative research project carried out on the opinions of the community about heritage and archaeology. The holding of the Salon allows to collect the data. And on the other hand, the Salon Archeologique are an innovative way of raising awareness about heritage and archaeology by organizing discussion with the community. This is based on the principle of open discussion. The discussions are held in private homes in a relaxed ambience. The aim is not to put the participant in a deficit situation with regard to their knowledge, but to mobilize and enhance their citizen expertise. In terms of research, our aim is to develop public archaeology for the benefit of the population. To do this, we have to find out how people perceive the production of knowledge and what is called heritage. Oops, no, not yet. We also wanted to make more visible the citizens' narratives about the past, heritage and research by transmitting them to the heritage professionals. In terms of raising awareness of the community, with this project, we created moments of quality exchange between heritage professionals and non-experts. This aspect seems essential to us because we have noticed that the opportunities to exchange and learn from each other's position and questions are rare.
So before going on about the project, we would like to present shortly the context, the institutional context of archaeology in Switzerland. So we'll make a brief digression on the history of the separation that happened between the amateur and the experts in the field of archaeology, as to better understand the gap between archaeologists today and the people, the population. As you may know, archaeology is a practice and a science which was institutionalized quite late in its history. In Switzerland, an important step was the adoption in 1907 in the Swiss Civil Code of an article stipulating that the state is responsible on the cantonal level for the study, protection, and conservation of its archaeological heritage. From then on, archaeology developed on the basis of established scientific research. However, in the first half of the 20th century, there was still no distinction between scientific and non-scientific archaeology, or professional and non-professional archaeology, or archaeologists. It is with the major construction works that were undertaken during the second part of the 20th century, such as highways, river canals, and railways, and all the preventive excavations undertook by the archaeologists, that the practice become more standardized and with the definition of precise tasks and also of a mode opératoire. Back to that time, a lot of people of, let's say, unskilled people were employed on these big fieldworks, and many of them will then become professional archaeologists. And these changes led to the professionalization of archaeology. This process set apart the people who didn't choose to follow the academic way of doing archaeology, creating a kind of distance between these amateur, still, and professionalized archaeologists.
So welcome to the Salon. A Salon is a meeting about 15 participants in the home of a particular person. The atmosphere is relaxed and intimate with coffee, tea, and good food to eat. This makes it possible to set up a group of discussion in a familiar setting, which constitutes a safe space. This method allows access to the opinions of the participants while highlighting disagreements and polarizations, also with the archaeologists. Between 2018 and 2019, we conducted 9 archaeological salons in French and in German in 9 different cities of Switzerland, with a total of 96 participants. The discussion was guided by 2 archaeologists and a social anthropologist on the basis of a grid of open questions organized into different themes. In addition, there were 2 participatory tools. The participants were asked to bring an object, a photography, or personal memory that was evocative of archaeology to them, and they were asked to present it to the other participants. This is a good way to talk directly about one's experiences with archaeology. The objects often recalled a personal story linked to the childhood and gave access to intimate stories. During the meeting, the participants also drew up a map of archaeology in Switzerland. On this map, they indicated the known real sites and the imagined dreamed ones. They then described the sites mentioned on the basis of the elements that had touched them and made them feel special. These tools reveals the popular sites, the characteristic that the public attributes to them, as well as the lesser known sites. The dream sites highlighted the influence of pop culture, literature, and mythology on the popular definition of archaeology. Each salon was recorded. The analysis of the data was carried out inductively and delivered in the book we published afterwards. The category of the analysis were intended to bring to light dimensions which were unexplored or little known by heritage professionals.
So now we'll talk about the benefits, the result, and the limits of the project. And first, the benefits. For us, the Salon allowed to set a creative way of co-producing representations of archaeology between archaeologists and other citizens. It's true that all participants, including ourselves, of course, had the possibility to listen and learn from each other. And the specialists become, in this sense, aware of what heritage means to the community and how they interact with heritage. And the non-specialists learn about all the challenges of the heritage professions. By sharing these intimate experiences and the emotions related to heritage, everyone integrates the values and principles of the other person or groups. For us, with participation, the knowledge of each one is mobilized on an equal footing, and everyone is a specialist in his or her own experience. The scientific knowledge is no longer seen as being above the other knowledges, but rather as being complementary.
So the testimonies of the participants to the Salon and the analysis are collected in a publication available in German and in French, either in paper format or in open access. It was published in 2021 under the title in French, Parler d'archéologie autrement, un manuel pratique, and in German,
Archäologie anders erfahren, ein praktischer Leitfaden.
The book is structured around 3 types of content. First, personal statements that are quotes from the participants. Then, an analysis that is highlighting categories of popular representations and putting these terms into perspective with scientific literature. And finally, suggestions for developing content and activities for mediation in archaeology. What about the results? What does archaeology mean to people? I will put us here. So certain themes were tackled thanks to the question asked by the researcher, but also thanks to the curiosity of the participants. In this way, different themes were superimposed, giving a complex vision of what archaeology is for non-experts. The diagram I will show you shows 3 different ways of defining archaeology. First, it is a complex and most of the time inaccessible science. Then it is ideas or images from literature, movies, often coming from the pop culture. And finally, it is intimate experiences and personal memories related to the past and its remains.
So now what should be kept in mind? One of the results which provides concrete guidelines for talking about archaeology to a wider audience is the importance of interaction to create a strong and intimate link with archaeology. These interactions take place first with archaeologists and second with the remains of the past through direct contact with the materiality of the past. And this is really important that the citizens can access the sites and also the vestige of the past. For us also, a better understanding of the discourses, representations, imaginaries, and emotions of the population is a very important starting point for sustainable archaeological practice and management. The interface model we proposed with the Salon Archéologique can serve as an inspiration for all the actors working in cultural mediation to continue this exchange between experts and non-experts. It's true that the Salon Archéologique provide easy access to what is called civil society and create privileged moment of exchange, where the roles of each one are blurred and also reversed. This is why for us, this salon can be applied in other contexts. The model could be used in cases of tensions over heritage, but also for consultation with civil society on projects, for example, land use planning or development projects, and also as a means of evaluation for museums or cultural institutions, and for any other social inclusion projects. There are also some limits about this project, so we'll not go through the limits of the method and the research itself. If you like to learn more about it, you can read the book. But now we saw one big limit is that, of course, we published the book and the people responsible for heritage can read it. However, this does not guarantee that this research will change the practice quite quickly. Still, we hope that it will lead to the development of mediation projects that integrate the expectations of the public. and also that the archaeologists will listen more to the public and understand their representations.
So to conclude this presentation, flexibility, dynamism, and openness are the essential conditions to achieve direct interaction with the population. The realization on a very small scale is also a key to quality interaction. Through participation, we can really learn something. It is in doing and through social experience that we can accept the values and principles of other groups. In this way, we develop common and lasting representation of the past and its meanings for the present. We arrived at the end of the presentation. So we'd like to thank you very much for your attention. We also would like to thank the organizer of the conference who kindly asked us to participate. And as we could not be with you today, we leave our contact here, so don't hesitate to contact us if you have any question about this presentation or about the project. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And goodbye.
Bye.
Het aardige is dat een van hun, ik weet niet wie, is antropoloog. Ze zeiden ook dat een sociaal antropoloog onderdeel was van die studie. Dat is het antwoord, waar zit je Helene? Antwoord op Helene's cri de coeur. Dat je dit soort dingen dus ook met een sociaal psycholoog of een antropoloog zou kunnen of zou moeten doen. Buitengewoon leuk. U kunt, als u de website aantikt, die ik op de achterkant heb geschreven, kunt u die publicatie lezen in het Duits. 280 bladzijden, dus u moet er wel even voor gaan zitten. Maar ik was totaal verrast door de spirit en door de soort hoop die er vanuit deze wat mij betreft, onverwachte hoek op ons onderwerp bleek af te stralen. Ja, een vraagje. Eigenlijk niet, ja.
Nou, het is heel herkenbaar dit voor Nederland. Ja. Gelukkig dat Malta zit natuurlijk in heel Europa. Maar daar hebben ze dezelfde dip. Hè? Het is geprofessionaliseerd, het is gecommercialiseerd. Waardoor eigenlijk wat je hier ziet gebeuren, gebeurt nog bij ons in de afdelingen. En ook zie je dat bij de
AWN, hè?
AWN, maar ook bij anderen. Dat er heel veel behoefte aan is en dat dat heel plezierig is. En dat er gewoon losse mensen komen. En ook op het moment dat er iets speelt in de maatschappij, dat daar een element van archeologie in kan zitten. En dan heb je de aandacht. Dus ik zeg altijd, die golven, daar moet je naar zoeken. Dan krijg je.
Dankjewel, Hati Laverman, hoofdbestuurslid van de AWN. En inderdaad, die echo op onze eigen situatie is ook voor mij onmiskenbaar.